How to ask for more financial aid due to wildfires and other natural disasters. This talk discusses how students and their families can qualify for more financial aid from the College Financial Aid Office when they are affected by a natural disaster such as wildfires, earthquakes, mudslides, floods, tornadoes, and hurricanes. In particular, this talk discusses how to appeal for more financial aid for college and how to improve the likelihood of a successful appeal. The authors are Mark Kantrowitz and David Levy. Mark and David are co-authors of the book Filing the FAFSA. Mark is also the author of How to Appeal for More College Financial Aid and helped develop the online free application for federal student aid, FAFSA, in 1996. David contributed to How to Appeal for More College Financial Aid and served as Director of Financial Aid at many of the nation's leading colleges. Why appeal for more financial aid? Natural disasters such as wildfires and floods can be extremely disruptive to the family's financial health and wealth. When a family is impacted by a natural disaster or other circumstances that affect their ability to pay for college, they should file an appeal for more financial aid with the college's financial aid office. Special circumstances focus on differences, such as changes in income, assets, and expenses, as well as cash flow challenges and other circumstances beyond the family's control. They can also involve one-time events that are not reflective of a family's ability to pay during the academic year, such as insurance payouts. When it rains, it pours. It's not uncommon for families to be affected by several special circumstances at the same time. You should appeal for more financial aid even if you don't think you'll qualify. You can't get more financial aid if you don't ask for it. Special circumstances from natural disasters. These are common examples of special circumstances that are associated with wildfires, earthquakes, mudslides, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, and other disasters. A natural disaster can result in a temporary or permanent reduction in income. Businesses can be impacted by a natural disaster, not just homes. Many businesses cannot afford to continue to pay employees while they rebuild, so they may furlough or lay off staff. Colleges can take the change in income into account. Income reductions can also occur when a wage earner is hospitalized or disabled because of the natural disaster or any other reason. Catastrophic loss of a home includes the cost of replacing personal belongings that have been destroyed, not just the structure. This can include clothing, computers, and mobile phones. Costs associated with the displacement due to a disaster can include rent, lodging, and food. Some families may become homeless when their family home is damaged or destroyed. If a dependent student's parent dies due to the natural disaster or any other reason, this can affect the family's ability to pay for college. A natural disaster can cause medical and dental expenses, including the replacement of medicine, medical equipment, and eyeglasses. Families may face high dependent care costs while they are focusing on rebuilding their homes. A family faced with the cost of recovering from a natural disaster may be forced to take a hardship distribution from their retirement plans. Such distributions, while penalty-free, nevertheless are treated as taxable income. Colleges can make adjustments to ignore the extra income. When to appeal for more financial aid. Submit the appeal ASAP. Do not wait to send the appeal for more financial aid. Send the appeal as soon as possible. It's okay to send supplemental information later. Financial aid appeals can be submitted whenever they occur, even in the middle of an academic year. It's best to file an appeal sooner rather than later, before the college aid office has exhausted its contingency funds. How to appeal for more financial aid. Each college may have a different appeals process, so contact them to ask them about the details. You may get a quicker response if you call the financial aid office directly, instead of sending them email. Some colleges ask the families to complete a form that's designed to elicit information about the most common special circumstances. Most colleges ask you to write a letter summarizing the special circumstances. It's best for the financial aid appeal to be made in writing. Include a list of the special circumstances with a short description of the nature and impact of each circumstance. Be specific as to the dates and the dollar financial impact. Independent third-party documentation of the special circumstances can also be very helpful. Send the letter to each of the college financial aid offices to which the student has applied for admission, so that each college has the same information. Send it with delivery confirmation or certified mail, return receipt requested. Call the college financial aid office a week later to confirm receipt of the appeal letter and to ask if they need any more information. How to write the financial aid appeal. It's best if the financial aid appeal letter is direct and to the point. Focus on the most important aspects of the financial aid appeal, which are the special circumstances that affect the family's ability to pay for college or cash flow challenges. The terms financial aid appeal, special circumstances review, and professional judgment review mean the same thing. Keep the list of special circumstances short and specific. It's often helpful to have a bulleted list of the special circumstances, with one special circumstance per bullet point. Be specific as to the dates and the financial impact of the special circumstance. This can include estimated replacement costs or the market value of the destroyed property. Colleges will, however, subtract any insurance payout from the financial impact of the special circumstances. So state whether you were uninsured or underinsured. For example, you might not have had fire and flood insurance or other homeowners or renters insurance. Do not ask for a specific amount of money. If you ask for less than what the college calculates you need, they will give you the lower amount. It pays to be polite. Provide reliable contact information for the student and parents in the appeal letter. Adequate documentation. Appealing for more financial aid depends on presenting adequate documentation of special circumstances that affect the family's ability to pay for college. Letters of support should come from independent third parties and not family members. Copies of documentation should be provided to the financial aid office, not the admissions office. The documentation should correspond to the special circumstances. For example, if you lost your job, a copy of the layoff notice or a recent letter from the unemployment office will be helpful. Photos of major damage, such as the destruction of the home, will also have a lot of impact. How an appeal is implemented. After the college decides to make an adjustment, the process is formulaic. A job loss or pay cut yields a reduction in the income reported in the financial aid form, which leads to a new Student Aid Index, or SAI. This leads to a new determination of financial need, which yields a new financial aid offer. Colleges will make an adjustment to the cost of attendance, or COA, when the appeal relates to a component of the cost of attendance, such as textbook and supply allowances, cost of a computer, software and peripherals, transportation, dependent care costs, and disability-related expenses, or when the student already has a 0 or negative student aid index. Insurance payments will be considered, not just losses. Similarly, if you lost your job but also won the lottery or a Powerball jackpot, both factors will be considered by the college financial aid office. Treatment of medical expenses. Colleges will make an adjustment for unreimbursed medical and dental expenses, including health insurance premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. Since the financial aid formula already has a built-in allowance for the cost of medical care, colleges will subtract this allowance from the unreimbursed expenses before making an adjustment in response to a financial aid appeal. Each college has a different policy concerning how they handle unreimbursed and medical and dental expenses. Other special considerations. Even though the family home is not reported as an asset on the FAFSA, the college can give you the benefit of the doubt in other aspects of the appeal. They know that loss of the home, even a rental home, means a loss of personal belongings. They can decide to deduct the rent for temporary accommodations from income. Colleges can consider the impact of a catastrophic loss of the family home for their own financial aid funds, even if their ability to make adjustments to federal and state student aid is more limited. Some colleges may continue, even though the property no longer exists. The College Financial Aid Office can consider this. Even though cars are not reported as an asset on the FAFSA, colleges may consider the cost of car rental or replacing a car as part of an appeal. They can treat the net cost after subtracting insurance payments as reducing income. Colleges may be more willing to consider the incremental cost of owning and operating a car, especially in connection with travel between home, school, and work, as opposed to the cost of replacing a car. You can ask the college to ignore the insurance proceeds as an asset, since it is a one-time event that is not reflective of ability to pay for college during the academic year. Normally, the college will count the funds as an asset, unless the money is in an escrow or otherwise committed in a contract. But colleges can demonstrate some flexibility when the family home has been destroyed. Insurance proceeds, however, will be treated as reducing the losses. Future expenses are considered speculative, but if you've contracted to rebuild the home or have an estimate of the cost of rebuilding, the future expenses can be considered, even if they have not yet been paid. Some insurers will pay the contractor directly instead of paying the funds to you. How to appeal for more college financial aid. Mark Kantrowitz has written a best-selling book about how to appeal for more college financial aid. It discusses the need to provide adequate documentation of special circumstances that affect the family's ability to pay for college. It also reviews ways of improving the odds of a successful appeal and how to increase eligibility for need-based and merit-based financial aid. The book is available on Amazon. A free tip sheet about how to appeal for more financial aid is available on the book's website at kantrowitz.com/books/appeal. Again, the free tip sheet is available on the book's website at kantrowitz.com/books/appeal. Thank you. We hope you found this information to be helpful.